All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to J-Trx podcast. I have the man, the myth, the legend, Ron Killings, aka R-Truth, and his producer J-Trx. What's up, guys?
What's up, dog?
What's up? What's up, man? J-Trx in the building, Ron Killings, RKE, JTP, Jake Nicks. I'm talking about it's going down today.
Going down, man. I gotta work on my nickname. Maybe by the but you can't give yourself a nickname though. It's got to be other people. So
no, you know it starts with you, dog.
It starts with me.
Yeah, I've been given plenty of nicknames throughout life, man, that I didn't like. I don't let nobody predict and choose my name, what I want to be called and answer to. I choose them.
Hey, that's all. You could write a whole book on that. Actually, that takes me into our first icebreaker question. What was your first nickname?
Horse. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And why did you laugh like that, Jake? You see what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna walk around with the nickname Horse, so I told y'all kill that. On the football field, y'all can call me Horse, but in public, nah, no Horse. So that was just a football name because of the way I ran the ball and would run people over, and they were like, damn, dog, you a horse, man. You horse. Like
I wasn't there. My mind didn't go to football at first. There was a y'all see that coronavirus meme that went around? It's like, hey, click here to see all the outages in your area. It's just that big dude. You're like, what the heck?
Oh, Jay, your mind went straight there, man.
Straight to A. But it's been with all this stuff going on. It's just like that's where it went. So I was like, yeah, man, that's not a bad nickname. I would have stuck with that.
No. Now, if that was
I never would have changed.
If that was the case, then I would take it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'd be like horse truth or something.
You don't want to be called that. It's intimidating. I want to welcome people. Welcome them all, you know? Yeah, Horse was the first nickname, man. That was because of my speed and power.
I can do it. Okay, because I would look back and see that you had played football a little bit before. Before your like that, I don't know if it call him a mentor, but somebody who gave you that chance to kind of come into the WWF. It was WWF at the time, right?
Well, no, it was actually my football coach. He's the one that got me out of all my troubles I got in, and he's the one that was encouraging me to go to college, play ball. I had scholarships, man, to Georgia Tech, Clemson, Syracuse. I mean, I was damn good, Jake. You know what I'm saying? I was damn good, but it's just I lost. Once I had my second shoulder injury, which I dislocated my shoulder in football, and you got to think, I'm in high school, man, and I'm meeting people like Eazy-E and Sinbad and Tupac and Kid and Play. I'm meeting people that we're seeing on TV, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm in high school, so it's like I got bit by that music bug, man. That's what I wanted to do. But just through all my adversities in life and run-ins with the law and things like that, man, I met Jack Crockett throughout one of my adversity. I met him at a time where I was ready to change. I was ready to I wanted to do something other than what I was doing, because what I was doing was getting me nothing. It was I was getting the same results, you know what I'm saying? So Crockett was, like I call him, my ram in the bush. He came at a time where I was like, I was a willing vessel, man. I wanted something new, and he introduced professional wrestling to me.
Yeah, dude, and that was at a time too when it wasn't as easy. Like, all these everybody's can push their music on these platforms now. Like back then when you were getting started, like it took a lot of money, bro. You had to like it was a lot of money to get in. It wasn't the same. It was harder.
No, it wasn't the same, man. I mean, this is like when you hear people like Master P and Hammer and all these guys selling demo tapes out of their trunks, and that's what we was doing, man. And I'm going from north, south, east to go to these Jack the Rapper conventions just to get on so somebody can hear. We didn't have the internet back then, like people got IG now, and it was only record companies that had this.
Yep. Yeah, and it was like one of those things, like you were like, it's one connection away, because like you could have good stuff, you could be hustling, but it doesn't matter. Like you had
it doesn't matter, man. It took money.
So it took money. You got to pay to play.
Pay to play, though.
So fast forward though, so you got started with him. How did that, because you were already athletic and all that stuff. How was the transition over to the WWF?
Again, man, I was a willing vessel, Jake. You have to you have to want this change to want to get to the destination you're trying to get to. Yep. So that change to me was so different, but so accepted. I accepted that change. I remember when he took me to 3 WCW shows, and I'm sitting beside him, and Ric Flair music hit. when Ric Flair's music hit, man, the place went crazy. And this is my first time at a real wrestling show. Yeah. And I see the pyrotechnics. I see the crowd. It's about 15,000 people in there. So automatically, I'm envisioning myself as Ric Flair. I'm envisioning these people as my audience, my crowd. And Crockett is beside me, and he's like, you see there? That's Ric Flair. He's that could be you right there. You dancing and you rapping. You dancing and rapping. And when you get in the ring, the little dance you were doing in prison, you're in jail, you can dance and you can duck and you can punch and you combine your dancing. You combine that character you got. You combine all that into and you make it a character. And you can make your own money. You can invest in yourself. And you won't ever have to ask somebody to invest in you. Because he and I met on the assumption that I was going to get him to invest in my rap career, you know? Yep. And I would become this big time rapper, and the CEOs, the deputies that introduced me to him, they would come along with me and work with me, and we would all be a big happy family. But he introduced me to a whole different world of like maturity, ambition, drive. I just, and he said when you taste the blood, I'll know you're ready. And I'm talking about, I learned from how to put a ring up. He wanted me to learn how to set a ring up, what a ring is made out of. I had to learn ring awareness. I can land anywhere in the ring I want to land at, and I know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? It's just psychology. I was taught that from the ground up, man, and that ain't no joke. No. I'm talking about when I started doing indies, and this is real shit right here. When I started doing indies, I was making $15, $10, $15, $20. Do you think that's enough to pay bills? Nah, man.
Not even close, man.
You got to have that drive, that determination. I was just loving the fact that I was doing something different. I was loving the route, the lane that I was driving in. I was loving it because I was in control of it, and I was learning and I was learning. God brought so many people to me because I was doing something different. I was doing something positive. I was just like, I had blinders on, man. So God was putting all these things in place for me. The universe was just giving me, people wanted to train me even better. People wanted to teach me. People wanted to get me working here, working there, working there, working there. Until I end up meeting a guy named Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull. And the Raging Bull said, I'm going to teach you how to take care of yourself, and then I'm going to teach you how to wrestle. So I spent a year and a half, 2 years with Manny. A year after that, some guys sent the tape into WWF at the time, to WWE. I got a call from WWE 2 weeks later, and Vince flew me up the week after that.
Dude, I'm a firm believer that the way that you do anything is the way that you do everything, right? And what you just described, too, was, you know, a lot of people don't understand the law of attraction. But for me, it's when you're the right person, like life brings you the opportunities, and then people want to be around you. So it's like, if you're ready in your heart, right? And you were up there, set up the ring, you're doing all that stuff. And like people see that, and then they want to be a part of that, because I think that's one of the biggest things that we lack nowadays is just like genuine people with a good heart that aren't like, that are just like, hey, like that's what it's about is people, man. Is that how?
That's where it starts.
Yeah. So how did you and J-Trx, how did y'all come together, and how long have y'all been, collabing on stuff?
It was crazy, man. I was scheduled to do a recording, a session with his cousin, a guy named Yahweh. Me and Yahweh did the recording, but midway during the recording, me and Yahweh jailed like that. He's a guy I would love to sign to my label. He said, yo, dog, he said, man, you should holler at my cousin, man, about doing your production, man. Like, he said, dog, you and him a vibe. And I had done seen tracks, we had done spoke to each other, but Yahweh just kept saying, hey, man, you need to holler at my cousin, man, holler at my cousin. Me and J-Trx just naturally started talking, and we naturally started laughing at each other. We just naturally, the bond started like intertwining. And dog, my session was over at like 10 p.m. that night. You got studio session blocked some time. It was done 10:30, it was done. Me and J-Trx sat and talked to everybody had left to where the studio had closed. We was outside talking, dog, outside my car. I left Atlanta around 6 a.m.
Jeez, that's when you know it's a good relationship. Like, dude, when you can go, like, when that time goes by and it didn't even feel like it was, like, that's how you know, like, you're vibing.
Bruh, it was done like that, Jake. And the whole way going home, I just relived, you know what I'm saying, the conversation. I relived the moment, the everything. I move on, I go on feel, on energy. And, dog, it was just like, the second time we talked, dog, it was us feeling each other out. I think by the third time me seeing him, I said, dog, you should manage me. I'm not no manager, I'm a producer. I said, bro, you know what I need to do. I said, you just took me. I said, I'm old school rap. I said, you know my rap, man. I said, you can manage me. He said, I could use you. You could be my project. I said, let me be your project, because you done did a lot of stuff people don't know about. You a dope ass producer, composer, and manager. So I said, you should manage me. let me be your experiment. And it just became to where like we used each other's weakness and strengths to where like he's gonna get me my just due and I'm gonna get him his. And we just combined it to where that way you get RKEJTP. But the first song we ever did was called Sparkle. And after Sparkle, he said, I got your style, I got your sound. Everything you're hearing now, from Dance Break to Run It, to That's Endurance, to Set It Off, to Hit 'Em Up, that's RKEJTP.
That, you know, that's because a producer and somebody who does that, like that really is like, that's the secret sauce, especially somebody can come in and like,
yes,
and find, you know, and find your style and vibe with it. This is my question for J-Trx is it a certain personality type that you have to be able to come in and mold and fit to that person's style and produce something with them? Or how does that start?
I really think it starts with just knowing that person, with knowing the moment, with knowing the direction of where that vibe is between the producer, the writer, the artist, even the people behind the scenes, to be able to really have that vision to get that product, you know, to the people, to be able to change the way that people feel. And that's what I feel like great music does. I don't really believe in the word hits until I feel like hits are worked and not made. You know what I mean? So it's like, as long as we're making music that can change the way that someone feels or be that pinnacle moment, I think really getting close to that person's what, or that person's how, or that person's why, you know what I mean? Exactly. To be able to push that idea in the most universal way to everybody, that we can be able to make it something that'll last a really, really long time.
Yeah, no, dude, I think because there's so much power in a feeling, you know what I mean? So like, true, when you were sitting there at the stage, first you want to be in the music, but then when you've seen what that feeling was of what it could be when you're watching Ric Flair, it's like it made you feel some kind of way to where it's like, you know what, hey, I'm cool with putting in this work. So let me ask y'all this. Is it hard now, you know, with the type of generation that we have, that we live in such a fast paced, like instant gratification. We got kids playing Fortnite all day long, then the music, everything at their fingertips. Is it harder to connect nowadays with that type of generation?
Not for me, man. Since I've been on this maturity path, it's all about adaptation, man. You have to adapt. Go with the times, get with the times. I think I was on TikTok before any of my guy friends or any of the superstars at work were. And I'm older than they are, you know what I'm saying? That's what the kids are on. My daughter was going, she's in middle school, and she was like, Dad, my whole class, my whole school know who you are. And they follow you on TikTok. So it's about adapting to things. And Trax is always, he's a real artist. He stays in the mix. He always put me up on this, or he put me up on that, or he's like, hey, you want to say this right here? Now you want to get that. I mean, so it's like we just adapt with the time, and you try to stay ahead of the time at the same time.
Okay, so I do have one question. When it comes to being in the WWE, is that a tough? I mean, of course, it's a tough thing to be in, but like with all the different personalities, everybody's alpha male, of course, right? But everybody's always trying to promote themselves. Is that tough to click with a group like that?
It's competition. It's competing. It's why you got some of the best athletes
in the world.
In the world at that level, dog. It's man, I've never worried about competition. I let them worry about me. And I feel like each individual should feel that way.
Yeah.
If they don't, I feel sorry for them, because when I go through them curtains, when I get to work, man, it's like I'm the SHIT there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's almost like you have to adapt and keep up, and they know that. So a lot of guys, man, they stay on their craft, man. They perfect themselves. Those guys, man, are some of the most, as you see now, going through the COVID-19 situation we're going through. Do you know how do you know what level of game you have to be on to be able to like entertain and deliver with no audience, with nobody around, and you still giving them that same? And people are so routine to normalcy of like having an audience around. You have to be able to like really adapt and still deliver and still like execute and still. That's why those guys like competing against the best of those guys. I like competing against the best of the best.
Yeah.
I don't want no slackers around me.
No, dude, what you just said right there, I think is such a huge, if people could get that, because you are the best you've got your own style, you've got your own way of doing things. And it's like the people who don't do well mimic other people. You know what I mean? I feel like so many times right now we're looking at like oh, well, this is how they do things. I'm going to do things that way. It's like, but you're
Right.
not ever going to make it unless you yourself, because you work 100% on being the best you possible, which has got you to where you're at.
You have to be you, man. When you be you and true to you, it'll bleed off with the people, and they either going to accept it or you have to force them to accept it. There's no, when it comes to people just want to be entertained. I don't care if it's good or bad. They want to be entertained, and they will accept it. You have to figure out what it is in you that you can execute that will make them accept that.
And I feel like so many people they're looking for that validation, especially with online, right? They want that validation of who they're trying to be before they're even that. So it's like they put themselves out, they want to be this way, but it's like, well, hey, but you're not that way.
Yes, and you can tell they're trying hard to do that, right?
And then it's almost like when you're trying that too hard, it's like, then it's almost like a turn off. It's like, nah, you're trying too hard versus being yourself.
Be yourself. Make you.
I like that. I like that a lot, man. Dude, so tell me walk me through a day. I mean, now with this COVID-19 situation, it's all crazy, but walk me, what's a day like in the world of Ron Killings?
Of course, I got 5 kids, 2 of them on their own, doing their own thing. Very proud of them. I got 3 at home with me. So it's like my 5-year-old and my 13-year-old, they're probably usually the first ones up.
Okay.
So by the time I get up,
cartoons.
I keep with them. Cartoons
That's my morning. Yeah, I used to be a lot more motivated. Now I wake up and watch cartoons.
You know the cartoons too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the cartoons, man, spend a little time with the little breakfast morning with them. I don't eat breakfast, so I'm just sitting there talking with them and mentally get my day together by 10:30, 11 o'clock. That's consisting of me hitting the gym then, or believe it or not, Jake, I'll be straight up with you, dog. Between runs I have to do as far as like essentials and getting things for the house and for the wife sending me to go get here. Like I just went and got inspection. It's workout. I do my 1.5, 2-hour workout. I have a gym in my house, and I have my studio up in my house that I'll go sit up there, or I'm in my garage, and I'll spend 5, 6, 7 hours, nothing but meditating and creating.
Yo, I love that.
I'm just meditating, man, and just taking time to think of like we talked about, being able to stay ahead of the game, being able to stay ahead of the newest trend, reinventing myself over and over and over and over again. And for an individual like myself, it takes me, man, just sitting and thinking and sitting and just finding that zone, finding that vibe I need to be in to where, okay, this is what I'm working on right now. I need to be creative right here on this arrow, right here, boom. Now I'm putting all my thought, all my energy into that, and I can come up with something. So I would say 4 or 5 hours a day, I'm just being creative, man.
Dude, that's incredible.
Other than that, I'm being a dad, I'm being a husband, and I'm being an athlete.
And you have to be meditating like that to be able to put all of those, because when it comes to like, the artist life and the WWE life, that doesn't necessarily coincide, right, with being a good father or a good husband. Like it's so, it's incredible for you to be able to be all of those things when they don't actually necessarily like correlate. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's a lot of balancing. It's a lot of it takes a lot of support, a lot of encouragement, a lot of dedication. Yep. So many words, man, it takes to goes into that just to make. And a lot of people just see the after effect of all that. They see the glorification, see me on TV. They see the videos. They hear the music, and it's good. But it takes a lot of sweat, blood, and tears to go into making all that, to make that recipe taste as good as it sounds.
Just what you said. There's so many people don't do that because. Like, think about a Thanksgiving feast, right? You take 3 days for a 1 hour a meal.
3 days.
3 days, all that work, and it's done in 45 minutes. And like, that's really what it is. Everybody sees it on the stage, sees all that's like, man, I want that. It's like, but you don't want to put the 3 days in.
Yes, they won't put the 3. They don't have the ambition or the drive, or it's an excuse that can be made every time. So it just takes a special individual that can adapt, separate, and balance all of that.
Well, too, and then not to get so caught up on like what we did before. Like, ain't nobody talking about who won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Ain't nobody talking about who won the Super Bowl 3 years ago. We're talking about who's winning it now. Oh. And that's the big thing. So many times we do something. It's like, all right, well, I'm good. I want to take I'm gonna rest a little bit. It's like you rest, people are going by. Like you got to be continuously adapting and overcoming. Do something new all the time.
You can't rest, man. Sometimes I have to take, man, like a day or 2 to rest, man, to give my brain a rest or to get just recharge everything I'm doing. I have to give myself, but you can't rest, man. I said one time, man, if you're thinking an idea or you got something you want to do, man, somebody somewhere else is doing the same thing. Somebody told me, nah, it's about 5 million people doing the same thing.
Exactly.
So you got to stay on your craft.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: how important is meditating? Because I know, dude, it's been one of the biggest game changers in my life. Because even the simple fact of you asking, all right, what do I actually want out of life? I feel like not enough people even sit down and take the time to ask themselves, what do I want in life? Right? We just take what's given to us, like these different lifestyles. It's like, hey, here's what here's what you should want. Here's what you should want. We're just taking instead of being like, all right, what am I actually and what do I want? So how important is that meditation for you?
That meditation, man, is vital. Succeed or fail. Sometimes life or death. But I think it's very vital, man. And it all revolves around choices. Some people choose to take that time out to it's almost like taking time out to smell the damn roses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you that rose, you have to take that time out, man, to find yourself, what it is. I remember, like I told you, Crockett was my ram in the bush. I remember being in that situation. What am I going to do with my life? I know what I want to be. I know, okay, this is what it's going to take to get there. I don't have this. There's a lot of like self-searching, self-finding that comes from meditation. There's a lot of you that you can sort out to like give you answers to what you want to do, what you should do, not just what you should take. Or like a lot of people, not even on that level to even think of that. They just take what's accustomed to them or what's next. They become the next person to work at the mill. They become the next person to work at the local general store. So it's like, it takes a special person, man, to just like take that time, think, meditate, and learn yourself to know what you want. What's that niche in your heart that you feel is going to make you successful? Maybe working at the mill is your success, but I dream high, man. I dream so high. People look at me like, bro, are you crazy? Yeah. That's how big I dream. And when I dream something and I believe and I feel it, I go after it, dog. No,
dude, I love that because it's one of those things that dreaming becomes a way of life. Like that's just who you are as a person, right? Because
it's your roadmap.
Yeah, dude, because we get, for me, I don't know if this happened. So a little bit about my story. I was homeless at 20 years old and started my very first business hauling people's trash from their house to the curb, became a self-made millionaire by 25. So for me, I always thought in my heart that if I could become rich and if I get to that point, I'm going to be happy. So that's where my happiness always lied, in that destination, right? So I hustled and grinded till I got to that point. And then I got to that point, I realized like, dang, like it's not what I thought it was going to be, So it's like, all right, what's next? So it's like, did you find that in your life to where it's like you got to where you wanted to be and it was not everything that you thought it was going to be and you had to keep going for more?
Not really. I probably because I got a long list.
He's like, we got a long way to go.
List, man. What made you want to just take up and start with the trash in your neighborhood?
That's the only thing I knew to do. I read a book called Think and Grow Rich. And I was like, you know what, if I'm going to be, and I believe in the Bible. So right, for me, God said the greatest of you be a servant. So I'm like, all right, well, I can't go start a company. I don't have any education. I didn't go to college. So I was like, what can I do? I can go meet a need. And in Oklahoma, these driveways are long from the house to the, to the curb. I mean, it's like, it seemed like half a mile. Like these things are just, because it's out in the country. So I would take people's trash from their house to the curb on trash day. Cause that was just meeting a need, serving, a problem. That's what I knew to do at the moment.
Okay. And that was your hustle. That was your,
that was my first, that was my first one, the first business.
And you succeeded off of that. But you still didn't take that meditation time to find out what made you happy.
Exactly. Outside of money and things like that.
Outside of the money, outside of the grind, the hustle. What could you do that's financially beneficial, but you love freaking doing?
Exactly.
You probably got a long list like I do.
Yeah.
Like you said, helping people.
That's
it. People is where mine starts at, man. But it takes me finding happiness first in what I love to do that's enjoyable and beneficial to me at the same time. Because let me be honest with it, it takes money to live. Money makes the world go round. That's what it takes. So I just try to find something to be successful at that I love doing.
Yeah. Dude, two things that fulfill us as human beings. One is growing and one is giving. And I think that's an amazing route because you're giving happiness and you're giving, a certain feeling to so many people. So that's got to be so rewarding to be able to do, what you do.
Yes, man. And I love putting smiles on people's faces, man. I've been depressed. I've been at the point of like not even wanting to exist. I've been there, so I know what it feels like. When somebody's happy, man, just a mustard seed of faith in somebody, man, you can see the glow in them, and that's, to me, that's life. When you got life, everything is possible. You can get ambition just from being happy. You can get inspired just from being happy. So many things come out of being happy, man. So, and that's one of the things that I like radiate. You know what I'm saying? Like, it radiates me because I love giving that to people.
Dude, I love that, dude. Just hope. And I feel like so many people don't do that. And that's why, so my brand, you see my hat, EgoLess. So it's about, dude, taking, so many times I feel like we're always just worried about ourselves. What can I get out of this situation? But if we can take our ego out and serve people, like, dude, people want to be around you. I guarantee that when you have an attitude, just like you talked about, people always want to be around you because you're glowing, man. You're on fire. Like when you're on fire, like you can't walk through places and not catch it on fire. That's just what happens, dude.
Yes. And it's positive energy, man.
Positive energy, man. Dude, I love that. I appreciate y'all being on the podcast today. Where can people find you at? Give me your social media shout out so I can go ahead and attach them to this.
You can find me on Instagram at Ron Killings1. You can find me on Twitter at Ron Killings, Facebook at Ron Killings, YouTube channel is Ron Killings TV. You can go check out the Set It Off video. You can go check out the Hit 'em Up video. All my singles are available on all digital platforms, and that's from That's Endurance to Dance Break to Run It to Set It Off to Hit 'em Up. They're all available right now. You can go grab it.
And they're all super hot fire. What about you, J-Trx? Where can people find you?
You can find me on IG at the official J-Trx, J-Trx, Twitter, J-Trx44, Facebook, J-Trx Productions, J-Trx, just Google J-Trx Productions. Anywhere you see Ron, you can find me. Soon to be anywhere you see J-Nix, you can find me. That's your new name, J-Nix.
J-Nix.
That's it.
J-Nix.
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 I like it.
Bro,
We are dubbing him J-Nix today.
With like a $sign at the end of the Nix.
Yeah, I like that.
Or a $sign could be the space between the J and the Nix.
Ooh, I like that.
Woo.
Take that, wind it back.
Come on, man.
I like it.
Soundbite.
Yeah.